Hi, my name is Vicky Sweetlove. I'm giving a presentation to you today on Earth Keepers of our homes and the land. And it's how we integrate ourselves with our homes, with the land that we live on, and how we can be our own Earth Keepers and connect to the elementals, spirit of place, and Mother Earth. And I'm just going to share my screen now with you so you can see the presentation. Now, when we come down to the next slide, the homes we live in, do we choose them or do they choose us? There's the modern home, the family home, and the retirement home. All different types of energies, and we choose to live them in different times of our lives. Whatever's going on in our life, it's the house that we choose to live in. So the modern home are when new homes are built, the land can be traumatized with the ground breaking to the earth. Renovation work in the new home, it's about a new build, a new start. It can be symbolic of a fresh start. So if you're just starting out in life with a partner, with your family, starting out in a new area, this could be symbolic of what's happening to you. There's major life changes because the groundbreaking, the renovation, the new home is a major life change, not only to yourself, but to the earth and the land that you're living on. And it's all about making things around you look beautiful. As you can see in this picture, it's starting to look quite attractive with new seeds of growth, with new plantings of trees. The grass is just starting to take seed. And there's a nice round curved driveway. And it's really symbolic of having that new start in that modern home and what we're going to bring into our life. Now, the family home, this can be an energy that's an established home. You can be drawn to this home as you wish to have a family and you intend it to be your forever home. The imprint is in the walls from previous occupants. So there could also be repeat patterns within those walls that then repeat in your lives. So it's very, very important to connect and ask the people that are in the home already, what's happening in their lives? Is there a particular reason for them to move? Have they had their family and they're intending to downsize and move on? Have they been happy living in that house? Has it been their forever home? Have they had their grown-up children and they've gone away? And what are your intentions when you want a home like this, when you have a family home? You want to know that you're going to be happy, healthy, have well-being, also know that you can be have the wealth, the gratuity, the abundance in your life on all levels, with all the good things in life. So you want to make sure that the children that lived in this house were happy and healthy, the parents were happy and healthy, and they had a wealthy, abundant life. Because if there was any loss in any way of wealth, money, or health, then that would make you think again about the predecessor chi and the patterns that would be incorporated, not only in the house itself within the walls, but in the land itself as well. Because sometimes it can not only be the house itself that has the imprint, the land will also have an imprint of what was on the land before. So if you do have an old house like this, and sometimes it doesn't feel quite right when you walk through the door, you might pick up sadness in different rooms. You can pick up happiness and joyfulness in different rooms. You need to ask the occupants that are living there, what do they use the rooms for? Are they unused? Are they useful? And also ask what was on the land before the house arrived there. Was it, farmland? Was it particularly an ancestral, stately home? If you pick up on all these patterns before you buy a house, then you'll know exactly what to respect in your life. Now, the retirement home is quite different altogether. This can be the quiet, relaxed space. As you can see here, there's a lovely little bungalow in woodland. It's got a lovely curved driveway. But you've got to be careful that you don't attract a too quiet, a too yin home, that you don't feel sadness coming in and even depression, as the energy vibration could be low. Because what happens is when people go to their retirement home, the place where they're going to spend the rest of their lives, it can be that the people that you're buying from have already lost their partner. So you need to know, how did they lose their partner? Or are these people moving on because of sickness or ill health? Because you need to know that you have a happy, healthy home. It might be that you want to go traveling. It might be that you are starting a new life. That it's not the end of the world when you start retirement. It's actually the beginning of everything in your life that you've always wanted to do, that you want to go mountain climbing, you want to go parachuting, you want to go skiing and potholing. So you want to make sure that you have the highest vibration within your home, that it is exactly what you are looking for to bring that happiness, that joyfulness, that well-being, that love and laughter into your life. Now, there's different types of energies around our homes that we need to be aware of when we buy a house or settle somewhere, even if it's rented for a short time. We need to look at the land around us. Now, in Feng Shui, we look at the landscape, we look at the mountains, we look to see where the water's coming in and what represents the mountain. But I look at the landscape in a different way. I ask for the elementals and the nature spirits to show me exactly what I need to know about what's happening for the people in those homes, and if there's anything I need to know when I'm moving home. So here I can see a lightning-struck tree. Now, to me, it's symbolic that it's had a split in its life, but it's still thriving. And it could be that the home that I'm going to, and I'm seeing the client, perhaps they're thinking about breaking up. Perhaps they have already broken up and it's a split relationship. Although it's split, they're still thriving. There's leaves on the tree and it's blossoming. So it could be a new beginning, a new place for them to start all over again. So it's about being aware how symbolically these trees, the signs within the landscape, can tell us exactly what is happening and going on and can be going on in your life if you want to move there. Now, a fairy ring to me, I find, is very magical. And it's not very often I see a full fairy ring like I did here. And this was in a village which seemed to be very in tune with the elementals and also with the nature spirits. I found stone cairns, I found fairy rings like this. I found all sorts of acknowledgements to the elemental kingdom and Mother Earth herself, where they'd hung tinkly bells, chimes in the gardens, little acknowledgements to the birds, and also acknowledgements to the elementals themselves, horseshoes on the door for good luck. And there's all sorts of things. So to me, a fairy ring like this is wonderful. But one thing you do need to know, you must never enter that fairy ring or walk across it, because it is their land, their inspiration. And it's most important that you recognize and respect a fairy ring. You can look, but not enter without permission. Now, more signs in the landscape. It's about looking for the signs and synchronicities. When we come to see our homes, the places where we live, what do we look out for? We look at the villages, we look at the towns, we look at the amenities and what's around us. So we look at the man-made signs sometimes. We look to see, okay, what are the neighbours like? Is there clutter in the gardens? How will it affect me? How is the paintwork? What does the village look like or the town look like? Do I find it too busy, too quiet? So it's about looking for the signs that suit us and ask the landscape to show you anything that you need to know. Ask and you'll be given the signs that you need to know. Now there's man-made energies and Mother Earth energies. Now, when you look for the signs in the landscape, there can be underground water, because the house could be built on fens. There could also be underground water from streams, rivers, anything that's going on which can be causing stagnant energy, then cause geopathic stress. So then the signs that you look for in the landscape are obviously anything that's broken with paving slabs, broken windows, subsidence in the buildings around you. Renovations and building works could be going on, road works. This can traumatize the land and also traumatize the house that you're going to be living in. Trains, metro, and the underground, the tube. This can cause problems because every time these vehicles erupt and go on their journey underground or overground, it shakes the earth. So you need to be aware of, not living too near these places, because not only does it upset the earth's energies, but it upsets your home's energies and you as well. So if the earth is traumatized in the home that you're living in, then it's also going to be traumatizing you. Neighbors' rubbish, broken paving slabs, holes in the pavement, all those can have an effect on you in a Feng Shui way, but also in a traumatic way in traumatizing the earth. And you'll know then that the earth is already traumatized because it's showing you the signs. Now you have the man-made energies. Now, as you can see here in this picture, this mast has been put up and trying its best to look like a tree. It doesn't really fit in with the landscape. And it is about looking for these man-made energies for where we're going to be living. Check for masts in the locality. Use an EMF meter to check the effect on the home that you wish to live in. Note where the fiber optic comes into the home, the Wi-Fi, modem, the wireless security systems, wireless baby monitors. These are all harmful or can be detrimental if you've got immune system related things going on with you. If you feel tired and fatigued, if you feel that you don't have the energy, Bluetooth appliances, Sky, Siri, your computer has Bluetooth. Anything that has Bluetooth, even doorbells with video cameras, are all Bluetooth. Bluetooth never switches off. You cannot switch off the Bluetooth these days unless you actually take the chip out of whatever the appliance is that you've got. Because the Bluetooth is what plugs into every system around the world. And that includes your security system, the Wi-Fi, your modem, everything. So it's about being aware of what is in the landscape, what is inside your home, and what's outside your home. Even the masts, the wireless things, everything that we need to know about, they can be harmful and cause radiation within the building. Now, the magic of Mother Earth. Now, when I moved into the home I'm in, I was quite concerned about perhaps the possibility of how the microfiber optic would affect going into people's homes, and also about the 5G. Now, with my concern, I hadn't noticed the gravel on my drive. I'd been living there for 12 months, and I asked the elementals and Mother Earth to show me what I need to know or do. And I just stepped out my car and I looked down at the gravel. There was also some crows there, and they were squawking and talking amongst themselves, and they came flying across and landed on my fence. And you don't very often see the crows come around unless they've got something to say. And it looked like they were pointing to the gravel on the driveway. And as I looked down, I saw little iron ore nuggets within the gravel. And I got so excited because I knew that if there's iron ore nuggets there, and I picked them up, I started picking them up with my excitement. You can see I have a bowl full of iron ore nuggets here. But I left the majority, obviously, in the gravel because it acts as a Faraday cage all around my home. And because the house is also on the fens, it actually has underground water going deep down into the earth. So there is a natural Faraday cage, and that made me feel a lot happier and safer where I live. And that was all down to listening to the crows, as they are the keepers of Mother Earth, and listening to their conversation and taking note of what they told me about the iron ore nuggets, which was unbelievable. Now you have Mother Earth energies. What are you seeing, sensing, feeling that makes your heart sing when you open the door? The energy of the home when you stand outside the front door, the garden, maybe a single rose showing its bloom in midwinter. All these are the beautiful signs that you want to see by Mother Earth. And it's the energy of the home when you stand outside the front door. How do you feel when the sun's shining or when the rain's pouring? Is it still the same? What's the energy in the parks across the road from your home? And what are you sensing as you go into the house itself? And what does the landscape tell you? A tree that's reaching its branches out to another for a hug. Is it because it needs a sense of love, or is it because it's actually giving love out to the other trees through its roots and the branches? And when the nature elements and the elementals give out their love that way in such an abundance for you to see it, then that will come into your own aspects of your home and your love, and your home will be loved and blessed by Mother Earth and the elementals. Now, how can we honor our homes and balance the energies of our home and land? There are many different ways, and here I can show you an example of a stone cairn within the UK. The stone cairn, as you can see, the one in the UK is covered in moss, and there's an offering of some rosemary. And you can see as well in the background that there's a canister burning, and it's obviously had a smoke offering, and it's purifying the land with the smoke. And that's a good way of purifying the land if there's been trauma, if there's been any change within the land or the home or with people. It's always great to connect with the stone cairn as an earth acupuncture point, because it will keep the energies balanced. And you can dowse with dowsing rods or a pendulum to see where is the best place to place a stone cairn for it to bring balance and harmony to the land. And what else do you need to do? When you connect to the spirit of place like this, and Mother Earth and the elementals, they will tell you exactly what the needs are for the land and when to do it and when to perform it. And when you listen with your own intuitive and your own heart energy, then you can do no wrong, because the land works with you and you are working with the land from your own heart energy, not from your ego. And then the blessings come in on all levels for the land and for you and your family. You can see here a different type of stone cairn in Sedona, made with the lovely rocks of Sedona itself. And I love the red rocks of Sedona. And you can see there's a few red ones there. And how they balance so easily. But then again, this is a stone cairn that can bring balance and harmony in just the same way as the one in the UK. You just dowse as to where to place it to bring harmony and balance to the land. And it'll still act as an acupressure point, and a harmonic balance of the land will be there. And you can see just slightly to the right-hand side, there's a little stone face on one of the stones. And it's about recognizing the stone people as well, because they have the love and the healing energies within them to bring balance to the earth. Now, being the sovereign keeper of your land, what does this mean? When there is a change to ownership of the land or home, that is when you become the new keeper of that home and land. Making a connection and honoring your home and land. When you first come to your new home, you become the keeper. You make a connection to that home. You might celebrate. You might be left a box of chocolates and flowers from the previous owners, that when they leave their home, they're saying goodbye, and you are coming in, and they're giving you a welcome as the new owners. Now, as you can see here, there's been a stone spiral being built in some gardens. People like to do that, especially if they have large gardens. And the stone spiral, you can walk the energy of that spiral. It brings in the energy of the trees and the surrounding grasses around and the woods into the energy of that spiral. Other people might just feel like doing a gift to the fairies and making fairy doorways, making little fairy houses, and putting out little fairy gifts of toadstools and gnomes to represent the fairies themselves, and making them feel welcome by little tinkly bells, and even putting notices up, fairies are welcome here. And when you do that, the elemental kingdom acknowledge you. And it's very fun for the children as well. If you have children in the family, it helps them to connect with the land and the space, to know that they have fairies in the gardens that look after them. And then you see in the other picture, people carve wood and stone sculptures for their gardens. When they do this, it's with the intention of what they want to bring into their lives. And you can see with stone sculptures, you can bring in the balance and the harmony of new partnerships. People bring in Buddhas, and people bring in the harmony of friendship. You can see here there's two hands reaching out, and that can be the connection between Mother Earth and humans. And it's just reaching out, touching and knowing and saying, I'm connected to you. Be keepers of your sovereign land and home. When there are times of change, ask permission of Mother Earth, the elementals and the spirit of place. Be accepted as the new keeper and hold a ceremony, drumming the boundaries and walking the boundaries of your land around your home, asking to be accepted as the new keeper of your land and home. It's very important to drum the boundaries. People just think, oh, I'll just have a celebration, or we'll just have some people round. It's not the same. It's about respecting the land and the home that you're just coming to live, asking permission of the spirit of place to be the new keeper. That you are now not owning the land, you are asking permission to be the keeper while you are there. And no, it might not be your permanent home, or if it is, you'll be the keeper for as long as that land wants you to be there. But when you drum in the boundaries, for any reason, any changes, it's especially good to do it when there's a change with you moving to your new home. Now, Mother Earth and the fairy kingdom, blessings and gifts. Well, the elementals in the fairy kingdom showed me their blessing when the queen passed away. I drummed the boundaries of my home to ask to be the sovereign keeper of my land and home under the new reign of King Charles. As there was a change in the sovereign kingdom of the land in the UK, there were many rainbows all over the UK when the Queen passed away. This was a time of trauma to the earth, and it needed healing, as did the people. One way is to reconnect to your own sovereign land when there is great trauma to the people and the land. And I did this immediately. It was just intuitively, I knew I had to go out and pay respects and homage, not only to the Queen dying, she was a very special lady, but also to pay homage to the land where I was living, to bless the space and ask to be the new keeper. And I drummed the boundaries. I also smudged and took sage all around the boundaries on the outside of my land and in my home. And I also went outside with solfeggio frequencies and sounded the sound of the solfeggio frequencies to purify and bless. And then I went round with my rattle, and I rattled in the energy, and I gave thanks to the land for allowing me to be the keeper of the space, inviting me to be there, to be at one and to be at home with the land and space. And I felt grateful and blessed. And then when I came back, after I went to London to pay my respects to the Queen, I came back about 10 days later, and all around the fence line of where I drummed, where I'd asked permission to be the sacred keeper, I found all different types of fungi and mushrooms and half-circle fairy rings, protecting the boundaries of my home for me. I just felt so in awe that the nature spirits had showed me physical evidence of their presence and their love and their kindness and blessings. And I walked around every inch of my boundaries, and I noticed that not any of my neighbours had one mushroom, toadstool or fungi on any part of their land or grass. It was only around my own home. And to me, that was something very, very special that day. Now, when we ask permission to be accepted as the new keeper of where you live, you're asking permission of Mother Earth. The Mother Earth that we respect, that we live on. The elementals and the spirit of place. Now, the elementals are the fairy kingdom. And it's also the spirit of place, it's the energy of place. It's to be accepted as the new keeper and holding ceremony. We need to do this in brightness with loving energy from our hearts and with loving energy for the places that we live, and respect on all levels, and leave ego behind and let it go. Now, how to honour and respect the land and home you live in. You can light a bonfire or a small fire pit with some offerings of lavender or sunflower seeds. The elementals always love to be offered food offerings of what you love to eat yourself. The smoke purifies the land. Space clear your home of the predecessor chi, of the previous occupants. Vital to allow the home to feel the energy change of its new occupants, to feel that you are the new occupant. Allow the home to feel the change in the energy when you space clear. As you walk around every room and put in your thoughts of positive intentions of what you'd like your home to bring into your life. What is it exactly that you want to bring in that's positive and joyful, abundance, excellent health and well-being, happy family life? When you do this with a great intention, then that home, the land, will support you as you support it. What will you do in return? When a home calls you to be the new keeper, it is for you to honour and look after the house and land. There's usually something you have to make good to the land or the building itself. Maybe you plant new trees, flowers, landscape the garden. Requests to the new keepers could be to purify, bless, and honour the name of the house. Many people want to change the name of the house when they move to it. It's best to honour the house name that's already there. It's been given that name because the house and the land has chosen it. A new front door, windows, could be renovations, bathrooms, a new kitchen. We always start thinking, how can we change our home? It's because the home wants those changes. It wants a new renovation. It's like having a new haircut for us. We have new clothes, new shoes. So now and again, the land and the home also wants that newness, that vitality, that new lift in its life. Building a stone circle, a cairn, making a stone spiral. Listen to your intuition and tune in to what you're called to do. Requests to the earth keepers. Honour the land with a happy wealth Buddha, giving your home a name or respect the name it has. A fire blessing to purify the earth. The butterfly effect. Changes we make within our homes and on the land we live can have a butterfly effect and vibrate out into the community where you live, then further afield across the country you live in, and further again, vibrating across the oceans and around the world like a tsunami of conscious light vibration. When we are conscious of making positive changes in our environment, it will make positive changes around the world. And that's what we need to realize. We all hear about the butterfly effect. And it's about changing our thoughts, our conscious reality, into what can be an unconscious reality, but bring it to fruition through conscious light vibration. With every thought, with everything that we do, every connection we make to the land, our earth and our home, and vibrate around the world. So remember that every action you take, make it a positive one. My name's Vicky Sweetlove, and I hope you've enjoyed the presentation today.